Hello and welcome. I'm Melanie Hayden of the Healing Cocoon, and I will be your host for this interview with my guest, Eileen Head. Eileen is the relationship whisperer. She is an expert on personalities, relationships, and couple dynamics. She helps people who feel stuck in relationships or lack thereof get moving again through understanding very specific information on how each personality feels loved and appreciated. Just before we get started, I'd like to share a little bit about my background. I've been practicing massage therapy for over 25 years, and my practice has always been focused on whole health and wellness, providing my clients with resources to support and maintain their health and well-being far beyond the massage room. I've created and hosted professional conferences and events, local retreats called the Urban Girlfriends Getaway with speakers on health and wellness, and have over 13 years of experience of bringing educators and students into the virtual classroom as the co-founder of the World Massage Conference. I am merging my technical skills and passion for sharing wellness resources by interviewing experts and professionals who have a lot of experience in supporting strong relationships and healthy lifestyles. Welcome, Eileen, to the Healing Cocoon video podcast room. It's great to have you here.
Thanks for inviting me on. Glad to be here.
Fabulous. And you've presented at my events in Calgary, so it's really special to be able to bring you to an even broader audience.
Those were so fun. You did such a great job on those, and I think they sold out every single time. I'm sure many would be yearning to get back to those right about now.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea once we get a little more freedom, for sure. Eileen, let's start by learning about the tool called the Enneagram. That's something that clearly that you use and that you've become a real expert in.
Yeah, I love the Enneagram, and people either say the Ennea what, or they go, oh, I love the Enneagram. And what it is a personality model, and it's a deeper model than a lot of the other ones that are out there, like Myers-Briggs and Colors, etc. And what's unique about it is it has a path of development. So for each of the personality types, not only does it identify how you think, feel, act, react, and how you feel loved, but it also shows you that we have some patterns that impact us and our relationships. And sometimes we're not even aware of those. And so those patterns, you can look at those, your challenges of your personality, and exactly for your personality, what patterns to replace them with. So it's very, very empowering when you get in and do that inner work.
And that's what I remember, that there's numbers attached to the personalities. Is that correct?
Yeah, there's 9 personalities. Yeah.
Okay. And do we typically fall under just one personality, or? Yes. Oh, we do. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You can only have one ego. You can only have one focus of attention of your personality. However, there are components to it as well. So there are 9 levels of development, from very unconscious and unaware to higher levels. As you go up the development, that's when you sort of help yourself to get out of the box of the structure you've put yourself in. It's a lot of technical talk, but it doesn't take people long to figure it out. There's a stress pattern for each personality, and then this path of development. And people catch on to it really quickly, and then you'll hear them doing the Ennea speak. Oh, I'm a 2, or oh, you're so this. And what it does immediately is help people relate and understand, like, oh, I get, why does it make sense to me and not to you? And what you're doing doesn't make sense to me, but now I can understand. We can come to the middle ground and go, oh, that's interesting. You see it like that. And it expands your world when you do that.
Right. And what I love about the work that you do is you help a lot of couples, and you've designed a lot of programs to work with couples. And that makes so much sense, because we tend to think that everybody thinks the same way that we think, or everybody responds or reacts the same way that we do. And we're recording this in the middle of April 2020, so we're in the middle of a pandemic where there's a lot of different stressors, and a lot of people are at home right now. There's a lot more togetherness than what we're maybe used to. So how could this help couples to engage and relate and communicate and actually come closer during this time?
What I love is that the information is so very specific and so in a short period of time, you can know how to support your partner, how to understand them, how to start conversations. Let's look at the perfecter personality, who is going to be cleaning, 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 cleaning. There's other personalities who will clean, but for them it's difficult to stop cleaning because what if I haven't gotten every germ? What if I haven't? And for them, they're very hard on themselves. So a partner will say, look, you've sanitized this house top to bottom. I think we're good. But the perfecter may not be able to ease off until they get the support of their partner, and to say to them, let's go have some fun. You've done everything you can to make us safe, and let's just go have some fun and shift them. That's just one example.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's because we're in this intense process, there's this amplification. So let's talk a little bit about that, because we have our personalities, but now there's, again, because we're under, we're in a little bit of a pressure cooker. What does that look like for the personalities in intensification, if you will?
So we have a normal way. We have patterns that we use in everyday life that sort of people expect from us. We react this way. However, now we're in stress, and each personality has a stress pattern, and then they act differently. And those are the times when, we're really stressed and we react in a certain way, and it's like, gee, where'd that come from? I'm not usually like that, or wow. And then we go back to our normal patterns. So that's going to be very confusing for partners. And now I don't know how to react to you, because there's fear and there's anger and there's stress and powerlessness. Where we're at is people feel powerless to change the situation. And that is a very challenging place to be, until you get to the point where you can just say, you know what, I'm just going to allow, and we're going to work our way through this. And my goal is to help couples come through stronger. Use this time. Come through stronger, happier, more connected.
So that makes a lot of sense. And again, understanding what our patterns are. So really learning not just about ourselves, but about the other person. And that's part of it too, I think, right? It's like learning about our own patterns. So it isn't just about, oh, this is what you are, and this is how I can work with you, but oh, this is me. And oh, now I understand like why, when I get stressed, I react that way. Right. Or I respond that way. And then we can start to make sense of our own selves, and maybe be forgiving of our own selves, but also that piece of empowerment that you talked about, that's a component of the Enneagram as well.
Oh, that is what the Enneagram is about. It is about compassion, understanding, so you can grow. And, you can then monitor yourself. Like, it's fascinating for me when I get triggered and an old pattern pops up, and I go, oh, isn't that interesting? That's popped up. And if I've reacted in a way that I want to make amends for, I can then start conversations to say, you know what, I'm really sorry. I reacted there. Let's talk about it. Or let me share how that is for myself. Or if your partner is doing that, you can say to them, like, tell me what it's like for you. If you have a really emotional partner, you can say, tell me what it's like for you. I can see your emotions are really high right now. What can I do to support you? What can I do? And for that, you'll know for each personality how they need to be supported. So they want to be listened to. They want to, they don't want their partner to say, oh, stop being so emotional, because that's going to amplify things, right? It's like, let's talk about it, so you can work through these emotions, or you can let some of them go, and then the emotions are released, and whew, they're past the storm, right? It's in understanding how to support your partner and to manage yourself.
I love that. I didn't realize it, or I guess I didn't remember that part of it, is to also know, when I understand your number, and when I understand all of the components of that personality, how I can be more supportive. Like, knowing in advance how I could be more supportive without even having to ask you would really be helpful.
Yeah, it is like, it's like having an operator's manual to yourself and to your partner. And so, my wife's stressed, go to page, her personality is this, go to page such and such, and I'll read up on what they need here, and then I'll give that, and everything smooths out. And it really can, and it really does.
Wow. So do you have some examples of maybe some couples that you've worked with, or even a couple that you've worked with, that you've really seen a big shift when there is an understanding of where each partner is coming from?
Yeah, so I had I do should I stay or should I go coaching as well. And my first goal in that is to see if we can regenerate, re-engage, rejuvenate the relationship. And she came to me, and she was very unhappy and said, I feel controlled and I feel bullied, and I need some help. I want some coaching through going. And so we started working on her personality and insights for her on how she was in that personality. She's a 2 supporter, so they don't speak up. They want to care and nurture, but difficulty speaking up for themselves and being assertive. And her husband is an 8 asserter, really strong personality, used to, they run businesses. So he, after a couple sessions, he says, well, I'd like to tell my version of this. I'd like to give my part. And from his part, he was trying to help her. He could see her not speaking up and whatnot. And so I worked with him to show him how his energy and the way he was saying things was too direct for her, too overpowering. And then I started showing her how to speak up and how to talk and what he really needed from her. I said to her, he wants you to speak directly of what you need. And she looked at him and she said, do you really want me to do that? And he said, yes, I really. She said, won't you be upset? And he goes, no.
Oh.
And so I worked with them for a couple of times. She called me up and she said, what did you do to my husband? And I went, oh my gosh, how is this session going to go? And she said, he's so nice. He's so respectful. When you know what it is,
Wow.
and how to change it, you can shift everything so quickly. It's not so personalized.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. What a great story.
Yeah.
So this can apply also to our families, right? Like if
Without
we
question.
have kids in the house, or even grandparents and stuff in the house. So this is a great tool for, just incredible tool for couples, but also in all of our relationships.
Yeah. Wherever you go, you take your personality.
Right.
If you're at work, if you're a boss, each personality has a leadership style. In your role at work, you bring those same traits with you. In a household, whether it's with a couple, the biggest challenge in any relationship is the personality differences. And I did a survey with couples, and they said there's 3 things. The first one is, we know we have personality differences. The second thing is, we don't know how to resolve the issues between us. We keep fighting about the same things over and over. And the third thing is, we fear that our personality differences are going to break us apart. And they often do, because that's the push-pull, right? So when you're in a household also with partners, you have a different parenting style.
Right.
You have the optimister who's all about the fun and the positiveness, and you may have the partner who's a 6 questioner who's looking at, worst case scenarios. And you have a different parenting style, and then the child has a personality as well. So when you understand your parenting style together, and you can grasp the strengths and work on negotiating the other part, and you understand what that child needs from its personality type, things can get smoothed out very, very quickly. And not only that, you are developing and empowering your children in a new way.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. So in our day-to-day, so once we know more about the Enneagram, and once we even know what our own personality is this something that we can kind of incorporate into, without maybe knowing someone's personality number? Would we be able to have kind of a general idea, and then be able to react and respond and support that person through kind of a general understanding?
That's a big piece of it, is just understanding there's 9 perspectives to the world, and they're going to react differently. They're going to have different needs, and different needs from you. And what's been really beneficial, even if I don't know what personality type they are, I can manage me now. I can know that when someone is reacting to me, I don't personalize it. I see it as a pattern. Just watch people, you'll start to see the patterns. And when I understand that, I can talk to them about, I can see you're upset that this might have triggered something in you. It wasn't my intention. Let's talk about it, or what can I do to make it better for you? I can put me aside because I can look after my own needs now, or I can speak up and say, this is what I need from you as well. And it just takes the fire out of a lot of issues. And I don't have a lot of drama in my life anymore. I just don't. I don't attract those people. I manage situations as they come up, and my life is fairly peaceful.
Fabulous. Well, again, taking this approach
Yeah.
would certainly give you an opportunity to, like you said, not personalize things, and to really be able to create communication that the other person can hear, and create that space for them, and be supportive.
Yeah, I was talking to someone that I'd helped just this morning, and she said, you know what's different? People can buy an Enneagram book and they can read all this stuff, but she said, that session we had where I was struggling with my dad and we didn't have a relationship anymore, and you asked me some questions about what's he like and how does he react, and I said, oh, I think he might be this personality, and this is how you talk to him and engage him. And she did that, and the relationship is coming back together.
Wow.
It's the application of this beautiful, beautiful tool that, and I was in a 35-year marriage, and I struggled for 35 years, and we just couldn't put us together, two great people. And when I finally found the answers in this, I thought, I don't want people to struggle. I started taking my training right away, and you don't need long therapy sessions, and it saves marriages. If you're willing to invest a short period of time into exploring this, you can really bring the joy and juice and fun back in.
Yeah, and for ourselves as well. Like, we have to be willing to take a look at what are the things within my personality that I can, like you said, I can empower myself more when I think that your example of the couple who she wasn't speaking up because she thought that he would react to that. And we have to also be willing to step up into those roles as well.
And take responsibility. I teach you all have a response ability. You have the ability to change the current way you are reacting, to look at it and to see, my personality is a 2 supporter, and it was help, 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 and let me help you, let you help, never realizing how intrusive that could be to others. And to my husband, he felt that as controlling. I just wanted to help. It's that unconsciousness that we're unaware of, and then the application of, oh, I can see other people's reaction. I'm going to step back and say, would you be open to some help? And if not, I need to step back, that's the path of development I'm talking about. They don't want my help. That means they don't need me. That means that they may not love me. It goes down that spiral, and now I can wind that all back to, they love me and they want to do things on their own. And isn't that great?
Oh, that is such a fabulous example, especially, like you said, for those of us that like to help.
Yeah.
And the other piece, yeah, the other piece, we kind of touched on it before, is that when we know how we can support someone and help someone, that makes a big difference, and that goes, all the way around. So, how do we learn about what personality we are?
On my website, eileenhead.com, I have a free personality test. And get in there and start to look and try it on. And I have a free call that I invite people, hop on a call with me, what's going on, and here's the resources that I can bring to you. It hurts my heart that people struggle for so long. They believe there are no answers. They just don't realize there are answers, and quickly. It's people go through divorces, and I think you
Hmm.
didn't, that unloving person with, with more insights for both of you on your impact on each other can turn into the love of your life. They really
Yeah.
can.
Yeah. And especially when you've invested a lot in your relationship and you can't quite figure out what, like you said, like, why isn't it working? And you can't quite figure it out. And you have this simple, beautiful tool. So we can go to your website, we can take that personality test, we can get our partners involved with
Yeah.
that, and you can start the discussion from there. And then this is great because you have some other tools on social media that I've been seeing coming out as well, right?
You mean the posts I'm making daily right
Yes,
now? How to
yeah.
talk to your partner? Yeah, if you go to my YouTube channel or my Whisperer page, you'll find I'm giving insights on each of the 9 personalities, and how they're reacting, and what they need from you, and some practices for them as well. And I have a wonderful, inexpensive program now called Get Love the Way You Need. It's an online program. It is so in depth that, even if you went you got one for yourself and for your partner, and you work through the 2 of them, it's a relationship course right there. But I want to encourage people that stay stuck because their partner won't go for help or won't engage. I cannot tell you enough how many relationships have turned around where they said, okay, I'm going to start working on me. I'm going to come and learn about me. And then I teach them how to start conversations of, I learned this about myself, and I never realized that. And I bet you saw that. Tell me if you saw that, and tell me if this is true for you. I just want to know what you need. Opens up a whole new world. It's a new world.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's a great idea. That's one of the sort of where that dovetails on where I was going next, but I hadn't thought about one person being able to start,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
oh, that's great. That's
life
great.
is
So,
about your inner work. And for the singles,
yes,
like,
that's where I was going. Yes.
you
Yeah.
need to heal your past relationships, and you need to take responsibility for your part in that past relationship. If you're always having the same issues, the common denominator is you. And so when you start to realize what gifts you bring to relationships, what a healthy relationship looks like, the personalities that will be more compatible with you. Now, you can partner with any Enneagram personality, depends on consciousness and awareness, but it's a
Right.
whole lot easier. And you let go of that, because otherwise you're going to attract people or partners with the same wounds you have. You attract the same pain body all the time. So it's like moving yourself forward to attract a healthier partner.
Great. Oh, fantastic. Is there anything else that you want to share before we go, Eileen?
Yeah, don't wait. Don't
Mm,
let all these excuses. I find ways with very little investment to help you, 2 or 3 sessions, and away you go and work on things. Or um, happiness is it's priceless.
yeah.
I'm living a life I never imagined that I would be living, thriving, on my life, and I've created it with consciousness and awareness.
Great. Awesome. Well, thank you. And just your website again and where we find you, because I want to make sure people can find those posts that you're doing now.
Okay, so the posts are on Facebook under Eileen Head, the Relationship Whisperer.
Okay.
I also have a YouTube channel. I'd appreciate it if you'd like and share, and to get my message out to more people, because my passion is interpreting and translating personality traits to get you the love of your life, and the
Fab-
lasting love of your life, actually. So if you'd like those pages, that would be awesome. And hop on a call, take the test, and they can be fun. I think I'm going to run my 5-day relationship challenge again, because after that, one of the gals contacted me and she said they ended up in the hot tub for 4.5 hours, and they had conversations they never had, and it absolutely shifted their relationship. So I might do that too soon.
Wow. Wow. Good. I'm glad you're inspired. And I think that this will inspire a lot of people.
Thank you. I so
Awesome.
appreciate you having me on.
Oh, it's fabulous to hear you share the insights and the information. And I'm excited for people to learn more about this.
Yeah, I encourage you to delve deeper. Life is so much richer.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Thank you, Eileen. Take care. We'll see you
Thank
soon.
you so much.